Hello everyone, how you doing? You're welcome to another FX market overview from me. Today is the 1st of June, 2024. So we are officially in the 6th month in this year. All right. So I mean, we're almost halfway through. So the year has been amazing. Very grateful for how the year has been. Though it's been, I've had my ups and downs, but it's been an amazing year so far. Yeah, and something really amazing happened this week. So I'm excited about it. And I hope your week was fine. Yeah, so this is 1st of June. I want to wish you guys a happy new month. Pray that this month is going to be fruitful for you and everything you do this month will yield positive results. Okay, exactly. So yeah, dollar index, as you can see to the center of my screen, this is the dollar index chart. And then once again, I want to welcome you to today's FX market overview. Right, so quickly to the upper right of my screen, we are going to be looking at the following assets. We're going to be looking at the dollar index, which is DXY. Then I'm going to talk about the Euro USD, that's Euro dollar. Then we're going to be looking at AUD-CAD. AUD-CAD, oh my God. All right. And then we're going to be talking about GBP-JPY. And then we'll be talking about NASDAQ. NASDAQ will be really amazing this week. To be honest, guys, NASDAQ was really, really amazing. I'm going to show you. You're going to see why the move up and the move down. I mean, super, super cool, right? And then after that, we're going to come to the red list. Then we're going to be looking at USD-CAD. We're going to be looking at USD-CHF. We're going to be looking at Tesla, right? Let me put Tesla as the last. Right, then we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at Ethereum. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at Tesla. All right, let's make Tesla the last. Tesla has just been between 175, 181 region all through the week. Right, so these are the assets we're going to be looking at. So let's just go back to the major assets, the dollar index, right? So dollar index, we're going to start with the dollar index on this call, right? So happy new month once again, guys. I'm excited in the month of June. Really, really cool. So let us begin. Now, as you can see, this is January, right? Like I told you in the last call, January, February, March, April has been really bullish, right? We had a bullish month, January, bullish February, bullish March, bullish April, and May was like, oh boy, it's time for you to start coming down, right? And then we had a bearish monthly candle for the dollar index in the month of May, right? So May was a very bearish candle, as you can see, almost engulfed April's candle, right? I mean, came really down and then closed back up again, right? So we had a very, very bearish month in a month of a very bearish month in April for dollar index. Now, no, April, May rather. Now we are in June. No candle has been opened yet, right? So I'm sure we're gonna have the candle on Sunday by 11 p.m. The new candle is gonna open, and then June has started, right? So now, what should we be expecting for June? What should we be expecting for June? Is June going to be a bullish candle, or at the end of June, are we going to have a bullish candle or a bearish candle? Now, I'm not a magician, so I don't know. Okay, but based on structure, like I always say, based on what we have and what we should be expecting, is that since this is a bearish market we are in, right? We had this break of structure, and we had this lower low, and then this lower high. So we should, overall see dollar index go to the downside. That's what should happen based on market structure. That's what should happen. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's what we should be expecting based on market structure, break structure, lower lows, lower high, and all. But I'm not saying that's what would happen in the hand, right? For dollar index to really sell this far down, we need to see, some more negative, like not so good news with the dollar index that is going to make it, go weak and then it's going to drop to the downside. But we already have May candle was a bearish candle, and maybe June is going to be a bearish candle also. I don't know. Right. So last week it was scaled down Like it will scale down now to the daily time frame. I told you guys on the last call that last week that I want to see dollar index sell. That was my bias, I told you. But my bias for like the move for last week is I want to see dollar index come to the downside. And I remember I said that I'm not calling or I'm not coming to a conclusion that we're going to have a bearish week or we're going to have a bullish week, right? As a matter of fact, let's check what kind of candle do we have for the week. It was a bearish week, right? It was a bearish week, but I said I wasn't even interested in knowing if the candle was going to be a bearish weekly candle, a bullish weekly candle. I just wanted to see some of this liquidity get captured. That was the opinion on my bias for the week. I want to see dollar index take out the liquidity I'd already marked out on lower time frame, which I showed you guys, right? And that was what happened, right? That was what happened. This was on Monday, right? And then we had this liquidity here, which was still intact last week. We also had this liquidity, we had this liquidity, and we had this liquidity. So there were 4 liquidity areas I showed you, and I was anticipating that the dollar index was going to take out. That was all I was projecting for the week. Now, I wasn't concerned about where, it's going to close or how is it going to close for the week. I just wanted price to take out the liquidity, and that was definitely what happened. As you can see, market open here on Sunday night, and then Monday we created this liquidity, and then price was up here. I was actually up and ready for London session, but I was skeptical because when London session opened, we had equal highs and equal lows. So we already had this liquidity that Asian created, and then we had equal highs also. So I was now really skeptical. That was what made me stay out. It's like, okay, I'm not going to take a trade because now there's liquidity to the upside, there's liquidity to the downside. No, I don't, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just wait and see what's going to happen. And you can see London, just, the Q zone for me was 8 to 11, right? 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's the London trading window for me, right? And I couldn't take any trade because there was liquidity both to the upside. So I don't want to take a sell and then at the end of the day get stopped out because the institutions want to come for the high first. So I wasn't sure what's going to happen. So I just stayed out. And as you can see, they swapped the liquidity, went back up, and we had New York session. New York went up, created, even more perfect highs, and then didn't take out the liquidity and then continued to drop. And then all of this happened. We had this liquidity get captured on Monday, and then Tuesday was just, run on all the remaining liquidity we had. The second one, I mean, the first one, yeah, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, all of them were taken out one day on Tuesday. And then after that, what happened? After that, price, we had a break structure to the upside, and then dollar index just started to go all the way to the upside. As a matter of fact, I didn't take any trade. I was saying how the institutions were taking out, they were running on each of this liquidity, but I couldn't take any trades. I wasn't a part of any of this, right? So dollar index broke the structure, it went up, and then I saw this equal highs, and then on the 2-hour time frame, I was actually anticipating that because we had this equal highs now, each of this liquidity has been taken out, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then we had a broker structure in this area, and then price rallied all the way to the upside, gave us this, more liquidity. Then I was positive that dollar index was going to go up, right? Because now they've taken out majority of the liquidity except this daily lows we have here, which price is still kind of far. And then seeing how we broke structure and created this equal highs here, I knew, okay, we're going to have a play to the upside. So I was already projecting higher pricing all the way to the upside. So I wanted to play the imbalance, as you can see. And yeah, going into London session, right? London opened, and as you can see, this is 8 a.m. We had 9 a.m. We're still within the Q zone. So I was hoping and anticipating because I was on the screen. I wanted dollar index to come into this imbalance. And that's going to give me the entry for a sell on EU, right? Because we had this equal highs on the dollar index. And then for EU, I wanted to take the sell on the 2 hours also. We had the imbalance. So you see that imbalance that we had on the dollar index to the downside. We also had it to the upside on EUR-USD. So this was why I wanted to take the sell. And besides, we had liquidity, and we also had this liquidity here. So I wanted price to go up during the Q zone, go up. That's the London period, London trading Q zone period. Activate me within that Q zone period, 8 to 11, and then let's go down. But that didn't happen. So you can see, go back to the 1 hour. Go back to the 1 hour time. As you can see, this is the Q zone period. 9 a.m. came to that high and then just took out this liquidity. So as soon as price took out this liquidity, this one, I deleted the trade. I just deleted the limit. Now, this was the markup for the trade. Euro-USD. Yeah, this was the markup. And I was like, trade deleted, as in liquidity captured, delete trade. That was why I wrote. So let me just pull it up for you. Yeah, you can see I took this trade I had the trade marked up May 29, 8:55. So that was just 55 minutes after the trading session started. That's the Q zone period, right? And that was London Open also happens to be 8 a.m. So just 55 minutes into London Open, or after London Open rather. So I wanted to take a sell from here. I was actually positive on this because we had a liquidity, we had a break of structure, so structure was bearish. I had, there was multiple reasons to want to take this to the downside. And aside from that, we also had this place. This place happens to be an area of demand and supply, but I didn't put it there, right? So it was a very cool trade, and this was the limits I had. Let's say I was on this with a 5 standard lot. I mean, don't sweat it. It's the same risk, okay? 5, with my stop loss here, target 1 to 3, right? I was just aiming for 1 to 3, and I wasn't fielding. As you can see, price just came up very close. As soon as we took out this liquidity, I deleted the trade. As you can see, this was the limit was set before the liquidity was taken, right? But then after we took the liquidity, that was it for me. I wasn't going to have this trade. I wasn't going to allow this trade remain on my MT4 because the liquidity has been taken. There's every tendency that price could just continue to go to the upside, right? But although it's so down, but no, it has already captured the liquidity. Trade complete for me, right? Yeah. So that was how I missed out on EU sell this week. Yep. So now, what are we going to be anticipating for the week, right? What should we be anticipating for the week? Let's come back to the daily time frame. Now, what I can see is that, okay, let me just remove all of this. All of this. Oh, no. Sorry. I just want to remove all of this. All right. So, I mean, what I can see now is that if we scale down to the 4 hours, I can see we have this liquidity here. Okay, so we have this equal lows in this area. That might be a possible target, right? So we have this liquidity to the downside. So maybe dollar index is still going to continue to come to the downside, right? We have this new lows, new liquidity, and then we have this bigger one, right? And remember, May was bearish, so maybe we're going to start June bearish also, right? Even though June might end up closing bullish for the month, we're going to have a period of sell, hopefully, and then maybe that sell, this is going to be it, right? Take out the liquidity because definitely June is going to start somewhere around here. So if June actually sells down, June actually starts to sell down and eventually closes bullish before the month end, then all of this price action to the downside is going to be in form of a week, right? It's going to be in form of a week, and then we're going to have a bullish candle close, right? So maybe that's going to be the situation, right? But then lower pricing for dollar index because of this liquidity, although structure, let's go back to the daily time frame. Okay, Now we're still bearish, as you can see, on, like I said in the last call, that we're actually bearish but bullish, because the overall structure is bullish. Looking at, we have this higher high, higher low, and this higher high, right? So all of this is just structure within the bigger structure, and then the structure within the bigger structure is giving us a bearish formation where we have this lower low, this lower high, this lower low, and this potential lower high, which eventually might go down. So if that is the situation we have, then dollar index is going to go down, right? I know we do have this lows here, but this one is really far, from where we are now. So maybe they can sweep this and then sweep this. Who knows? Maybe it's going to continue coming down, or maybe they want to start coming for this one. Who knows? So I'm going to be open to whatever the candles are going to be telling me. But for me, I want to see more lower pricing to the downside because of this liquidity we have here. But and so if I'm bearish on the dollar index, that means that on EU, I want to see more higher pricing on EU, right? I want to see more higher pricing on EU, and we have this liquidity in this area now. Okay, so we have all of this liquidity in form of daily highs on EU, right? And then scale down to like the 4 hours. Let me just remove all of this. All of these ones have been met. Yeah. So now scaling down. Let me see. Do we have a 4-hour break? Yes. So in terms of the 4-hour structure, we had this as the lower low, this the lower high, and then there's the lower low. And now we have broken structure to the upside. Although we didn't have this on dollar index, because dollar index didn't break that structure. You can see, just gave us the weekend went up. But EU now has given us the breaker structure. So like I said, lower pricing for dollar index, and then maybe we can see EU go all the way to the upside the more, right? So if that's going to be the play, then I will be looking for possible buy opportunities on EU, as market opens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities. There might be some short-term sell opportunities I might take if I see, the liquidity and this, the liquidity structure on lower time frame, just to maybe scalp the sell down. But the overall bias I'm going to be looking at is higher pricing to the upside, right? This liquidity has been taken out. We only have this one, and yeah, we have this one here. So higher pricing on, let me see, the 2-hour time frame. Yeah, so 1 hour. So we do have this liquidity here. Okay. So we do have this liquidity here. I mean, it's going to be much bigger on the 30 minutes time frame, as you can see, and then 15 minutes, we're going to see it's way more bigger, right? So maybe the institutions are going to come for this one first, before we can now make a new decision. So maybe something like this, maybe they come take price up, because now we also have this liquidity also. There's another liquidity in this area. So maybe they're going to take price up Monday of London Open, maybe play this imbalance for a downward movement. I don't know, but I'm going to be hoping to all the opportunities I can get. Right. So overall, EU higher pricing. There might be some short-term sell, right? But overall, looking at price going to the upside and dollar index coming to the downside. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for dollar index and EUR-USD. The next we're going to be looking at now. Okay, first, before that, let us look at Forex Factory. What do we have for next week? So calendar, and then let's just put next week. So next week, first Friday, I think we're going to have NFP. Yeah. So on Monday, we have USD, final manufacturing PMI, by 15:45, and then 15 minutes later, we have ISM manufacturing PMI. Tuesday, we have CPI for CHF. Okay, do we have any CHF assets we're looking at? Yeah, we have USD-CHF on the order bread list. So yes, we have CP high by 8:30 in the morning. Wow. That's 30 minutes after London Open. We have CP high, and then 4 p.m. we have USD. Major news. Wednesday we have major news on AUD, USD, and CAD. I mean, CAD, we had CAD CP high this week, and it was really, really positive for me. I was really excited to have been a part of the CP high until AUD-CAD became a beat. I'm gonna show you what AUD-CAD did. Right, it was going well, and then all of a sudden, AUD-CAD did AUD-CAD. All right, I'm gonna show you that later. Okay, and then 4 p.m. we have ISM service PMI, USD major news, and then Canada major news, Bank of Canada press conference. Okay, and then on Thursday, which is June 6th, we have Euro major news and USD major news. And then on Friday, which is the big day, we have USD NFP. So 2:30 p.m. we have NFP. That's non-farm pay, non-farm employment change. So major news, we're going to see price spike. There's going to be a spike in price on EU, USD-JPY, USD-CAD, just name it. Assets with dollar index with USD are going to move, right? So NFP, really, really major news. I hope we're going to be on the right side of the market when this is going to happen. So these are the news we have for the week. I mean, it's quite a busy week. Yeah, so if you're going to be trading any assets with red folder, make sure you're in on a trade before then. Don't try to trade news. I don't advise it because I don't do it. Okay, but if you have your way around it, then you don't have to listen to me, right? But for me, I don't trade news. Like, I do not try to. What I mean is, I'm not going to be placing a limit when news is about to drop because it could end up going my way, but spike me out. All right, so no. All right, that's good. All right, so that's it for Forex Factory. These are the news we have for the week. Now, next on my list, we're going to be looking at is AUD-CAD. AUD-CAD, crazy. I mean, you should already see what I want to talk about already. All right, so this is it. Let me show you the first markup I had on AUD-CAD. Just two times. AUD-CAD, first markup, this one. This was the first markup I had on AUD-CAD. Everything was looking so perfect. Everything was looking beautiful. I just needed price to come down, fuel me, and let's go up. And besides, this is London session. This is London session, 36 minutes after London opened. Everything was looking so good, right? We had the liquidity was captured. Price already gave me a higher high. We had equal highs. We had the daily highs. We had the imbalance. I was going to buy at discount. Everything was looking, perfect. So I had my limit here at 0.9780, stop loss 90, 0.90660, and add my TP 1 to 3. Okay, that's it. Just like I always do it. But then that didn't end well. That didn't end well. Where is it? On 1 hour. What was the markup? It was on Monday, May 29th. 29 is on Wednesday. Yep, on a 1 hour time frame. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, this was it, guys. This was it here. Look at you can already see what happened. And usually I should have listened to my trade plan because I already wrote that if a trade doesn't activate me within the Q zone, I should delete that trade. And then if the trade is still looking like a possibility for a win, then I should set it back during the next trading period, which is the New York Q zone for me. That's it. And look at what happened, because I should have listened to myself, like what I already wrote down as my trade plan. That would have actually helped me in this trade. This is it. Now, this trade, 8 a.m. London Open, I had 3-hour trading period. 8, this is 9, this is 10, and this is 11. No, this is 11 here. This is 11, 10 to 11. So 10 to 11, That's the end of the London trading period for me. I should have just deleted this trade because it didn't activate me during the Q zone. But I was like, let me just leave it. But that's why you should always follow your trade plan. Sometimes they help you, right? But I was like, I don't want this trade to activate. And then because it might activate and then start going up even outside the Q zone period. Like, oh, I should have just deleted the limits. And I should have done that because if I had done that, I wouldn't have taken a loss on this trade. Because now this trade activated after the Q zone. And then as you can see, just dumped. I mean, it just went straight down, took me out, and I lost money on this. This was the markup. AUD-CAD, I was buying with a 9.10 lot. Stop loss just below, the candle that starts the imbalance. TP was 1 to 3. That's why you can see my TP is just above this area here. And 918. 11, I should have just deleted the limit. That's what I should have done. And I would have saved myself some money. But then I didn't do that, and AUD-CAD just stopped me out. I mean, the trade was looking really cool. I really thought this trade was going to go up, right? Because we had the imbalance. We even had a bigger imbalance down. But then this trade didn't play out. I took a loss on this AUD-CAD, right? And remember on Monday, like on when I did the last weekly outlook, I told you guys that I want to see AUD-CAD buy. Right, I want to see AUD-CAD buy because we were bullish and we were inside the daily imbalance, and then we started to have some accumulations in that area. Right, and then I was like, as you can see, just look at this. Just look at this. It was just going up and down, up and down, up and down. A lot of wicks to the upside. Every candle was closing within the imbalance. Crazy, right? And then I took a loss. So I saw this, price was bullish. Everything was looking like it was going to go my way in this area, and that didn't happen. I took a loss on this trade. So that happened on Wednesday. So I was waiting. I didn't see any other opportunity. And then on Wednesday, price created this liquidity. On Thursday, 7 a.m., we took out the liquidity, and then price started to go all the way to the upside. Now, price started to go all the way to the upside. If we check the 90 minutes time frame, I saw this imbalance. So we had a break of structure, we saw the imbalance, and then Friday came. And then on Friday, I saw another opportunity to take this trade, right? We had equal highs. Then the highs were like just here. And so now we had more liquidity. We had more reasons to go to the upside. Saw this liquidity, like, okay, break the structure, imbalance of discount, everything is making sense. I even had a trend line. Like, okay, this is good. Price is going to go up from there. This was the second markup. AUD-CAD. This was the second markup on the 90 minutes time frame on Friday, right? I even missed the first entry already because I came late to the office. Like I was like 31 minutes, 8:23. London session has started already, right? No, I wasn't late because price has not even activated yet. So I just came to the office, saw that price already came to the imbalance. This was the opening candle because it spiked down, and then we had multiple hours after that. Price came back into the imbalance, but that was in the Q zone period. Then Q zone period started 8:23 a.m. I marked this up like, okay, price should come down, fill me in again, and then let's go up from there. And then I had a new limit set. Okay, so the first one was a loss. And then the next one was this AUD-CAD, but I was buying 7.20 hits. Right now, the reasons why my lot sizes are always changing is because I'm using the same risk, and the stop loss is what determines my lot size. Okay, I'm not a trader that have a fixed lot size on a trade. You see some traders that every trade they go in with maybe 1.0 lots, 5.0 lots, depending on their account size. They have a fixed lot size they use for every trade. Right, but the way I trade, there's no way I can have a fixed lot size per trade because the amount of stop loss is going to determine what my lot size is going to be. If the stop loss is small, I'm going to have a big lot size, depending on the account also. And if the stop loss is big, I'm going to have a smaller lot size, right? So already you can tell that this was a 9.1. The second one was 7.2. That is to say that this one had a 9.1, the stop loss was smaller, and then this one with a 7.28 had a little bit bigger stop loss, right? And as you can see, I was activated already. I was activated, stop below the low. I mean, simple stuff, right? And then TP 123. I was on this trade. And I actually go activated, as you can see. I go activated, and 2:30 we had CAD CP high on Friday. You can check it, CAD CP high on Friday. So now, just like how I like to trade news, I like to make sure I'm in before the news so I can protect my capital, even though sometimes price can move so fast that even your stop loss will not be respected. But that doesn't happen every time, right? So I was in already, so I put my stop loss to break even, right? And as you can see here, stop loss was at break even in this area. It was so close. I mean, 2 minutes before news CAD CP high, I was stop loss break even immediately, right? Because I didn't want that situation where it would spike down and just, so I was okay, price coming down, because news can be funny. It can even spike down a little, take me out and go up, right? But I wasn't just in for any of those drama, right? If you just want to go down, take me out, I'm fine. I'm okay, right? Now, the reason why I said AUD-CAD, because after that, look at what happened. This was when I put the stop loss break even, and then boom, news came out, was a positive news. I mean, CAD was, the news came out was negative for CAD. That means CAD was weak. That was why AUD-CAD went all the way to the upside. Now, this was positive for me because my profit started to increase. And I was already like more than 1-to-1 already, approaching, I think I got approaching 1-to-2. And then, how did this happen? I was okay, price is going my way, fine, fine, fine. And then all of a sudden, came all the way up here and created equal highs. I was even like positive on a 1 hour time frame. I saw the imbalance, I saw this imbalance. I was like, okay. This is like, I saw this imbalance, and then price started to come down into the imbalance. Okay, maybe it's going to come into the imbalance and go back up from there. All of a sudden, it's just, and funny enough, when the news came out for CAD, when CPI news came out for CAD, and CAD was going to the upside, it also affected NASDAQ. NASDAQ also started to go to the upside. And I was selling NASDAQ at that period. I was selling NASDAQ, and it had not gotten to my 1-to-3 yet. So I had not taken any profit out. And then NASDAQ profit started to reduce. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Is CAD also affecting NASDAQ? Because NASDAQ was also going up at that period. And then NASDAQ profit was reducing, AUD-CAD profit was increasing, and then AUD-CAD came all the way to this high, created equal highs. I was even happy. I was excited that, okay, this gives this trade more reason and more motive to go to the upside. Just for me to see a very big candle drop, it's like, oh my God, AUD-CAD is a bitch. All the profits down. Took me out at break even. My God, what is this? I remember I already took a first loss here. So I was already hoping that, okay, AUD-CAD is going to give me, the profit back. I remember I didn't take EU. EU missed my limit. So the only trade I took this week that were profitable trades were 2 trades I took on NASDAQ. One for the buy, one for the sell. Both of them gave me 1-to-3, 1-to-3, 1-to-6. And then I took AUD-CAD loss. So I lost 1. That leaves me with 1-to-5. Right. And then AUD-CAD, the second entry that was supposed to give me 1-to-3 or so, boom, just came. I was really, really surprised as to why would this come back down? Do you know why? Tell me in the comment section. Because I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, so this was the trade. This was the AUD-CAD trade. Really, really funny trade. Now, what am I projecting for the week? Honestly, I don't even know. But if we check the daily time frame, we are still inside the imbalance. So it is still looking like AUD-CAD wants to go up. Still looking like it. So maybe higher pricing. All right. And we still have the liquidity. In fact, we even have more liquidity now to the upside. We have the bigger daily liquidity. We have this and we have this. And also don't forget, now we have this one. Okay, you might not see this on your broker, right? Maybe Ohando doesn't have it, I'm sure, because Pepperstone like to spike down, And then we have this one now. Okay, I've scaled down to the 2 hour time frame. I'm seeing this now as liquidity. Okay, this is liquidity for me now. So AUD-CAD, not mitigation, liquidity. So AUD-CAD right now, I don't know what AUD-CAD is going to do, right? It might sell down, because now we have this break and it might come into this imbalance. But I would not even take this imbalance. I would not consider taking this imbalance for itself. I wouldn't do that. Okay, because now we have liquidity here. It could just disrespect this and go up from there. So I wouldn't do that. Okay, that's me. You might do it. Okay, but for me, right now, what am I projecting for AUD-CAD based on the daily time frame, higher pricing? But I'm just going to stay out for now to see, what is going to happen, right? What is going to happen with all of this? I already took 2 trades on AUD-CAD this week. One was a loss. The second one was going well. I was happy, and then boom, stopped me out. Okay, that was funny. Okay, so AUD-CAD, this is it. Daily liquidity, it might go up based on the daily time frame, but I don't know when. Okay, so you can have this up in your radar. Let's monitor it together. All right, so that's AUD-CAD. Next, GBP-JPY. GBP-JPY, this one took out the liquidity on Tuesday. So immediately took out this liquidity on Tuesday. I wasn't interested in any of this trade again. I didn't see an opportunity to take this to the upside. So it just went up. And I mean, there was an opportunity, I think on the 30 minutes time frame. So was it 30 or 15 minutes? Oh no, was it 20 minutes? I think I saw, yes, there was an opportunity on the 20 minutes to take out the daily high. I saw this, and it was happening in the, Q-zone period, right? We had this imbalance, structure was bullish, daily high. I should have taken this entry, but I didn't see it early, to be honest. So just went up, right? And I missed out on the buy up because this would have really been an amazing trade, right? And this was also during the end of London session. Like as you can see, 10:40 towards the end already. Taking this entry, yeah. Stop loss would have been, yeah, it's about 12 pip. And 1 to 3 would have been, yeah. Captured the liquidity, made money, but I didn't take it. And then after the liquidity was captured, price just started to come down, right? And I saw this, but I couldn't get an entry. That was the issue I had. I saw this equal lows here after the liquidity. This is distribution above major highs. Thank you, Philip. Philip always tell us, expect distribution above major highs, accumulation below major lows, right? So that was the situation we had here. Price distributed after taking out this high, and then give us equal lows, and it was just choppy. So I didn't take any trade on GBP-JPY. So now what should we be anticipating? To be honest, I don't know because the liquidity has been captured already. So for me, GJ trade completed until I see something else. And then next is NASDAQ. Oh boy, I'm really excited to discuss this. Remember, guys, NASDAQ last week, I told you that what's going to be the play, right? Because we had liquidity to the upside. We also had liquidity to the downside. And I was like, I don't know which of this liquidity the institutions are going to go for. But I was so, would I say, what's the word to use? Let's not use lucky. I was so favored to have caught the buy and caught the sell. So I took a buy all the way to capturing the high, and then I took a sell, take out the low into the imbalance. Really, really cool trade. Now, this was my entry for the buy. NASDAQ or buy. Yes, this was my entry for the buy. As you can see, this was 9:41. That's 1 hour 41 minutes after London session, right? And then we had this. This was the equal highs I was telling you about. And then price also created another high in this area. Price created another high in this area, and this trade was what time frame was this? It was on the 15 minutes time frame. Yeah, on the 15 minutes time frame, and I was just looking for extra confirmation to want to take this trade. You understand? Because based on structure, we were bearish, right? And price came down, went all the way to the upside, came back down. Now I saw this equal highs, yeah, as you can see, equal highs. Now London has started already. This was 8 a.m. Price rallied all the way to the upside, took out this liquidity, but then still created some kind of equal. I didn't take it out by much. And then I was like, okay, let's see if this trade is going to play out. Now, I wasn't really like super positive on this trade. That was why I didn't even take this trade all the way to 1 to 5. This gave a 1 to, even gave all the way, gave a 1 to 6. But I didn't take it. I only took 1 to 3, to be honest. That's all 1 to 3. Yeah. Yes, this was 13 pips. I was aiming for like 139. And thank God I did, because look at what happened. Now, 1-to-1 threshold means as soon as the trade gets to 1-to-1, I'm going to put my stop loss to break even. That's it. Stop loss to break even as soon as trade gets to 1-to-1. Now, it almost did here, and it didn't get there. So I didn't put stop loss to break even. Right? Stop loss was still where it was. Now, when this trade got activated, it was in the Q zone. I got activated 9:30 in the morning. Price came down. No, I didn't. Yeah. Price came down. I was in a loss. Went back up in profit. Came back down. I was in a loss. Now, this was already halfway through my loss already. That means depending on what I'm risking as my risk, I was already like halfway through. So if I was risking 200, I was already $100 loss. If I was risking 400, I was $200. I was running in $200 loss already. Now, this is the trade. Okay. Now, don't sweat it. Now, the reason why I'm saying don't sweat it because this is a buy limit with a 60.0 lot. Now, the reason why the lot size was so big was that number one, I'm trading a big account. Number two, the stop loss was so small. As you can see, this is a 13 pip stop loss. And I did my calculation, and the lot size I was to use was 61 point something. But now my leverage on this account allows me to use a maximum lot size of only 60. I can't use more than that. So I was supposed to use a lot of 61 point something to give me the agreed risk, stop loss appetite. In case it doesn't go my way, I'm not going to lose more than that. But then that didn't happen. So I had to just use the maximum lot size I can use. My account is a leverage of 1 to 30. So I can only use a maximum lot size of 60. Right. So that's what happened. That's why don't think I'm risking too much money on this, right? It just happens to be so. That's NASDAQ for you, right? It's the same risk. Okay. Now I go activated. As you can see, this didn't activate me, right? This week didn't activate me because no, not that it didn't activate me. I just placed the trade. So price already came down. Yeah. Price already came down, activated, like price already came down, but I had not set the limit yet. So when I set the limit, price was here, this candle here. So price already came down. I was hoping it was going to come back there again. And then I got activated by this push down. And, see this move down, I was already like, this is a loss. This is a loss. Okay, I'm going to lose money. Okay. And then the next candle opened, came down a little and then it closed up. And then when I saw the next candle opened, closed, I was like, okay, all right, back in profit. And then the next 15 minutes candle opened, went up again. I was like, okay, that's good. And then the next candle opened, came down. Then the next candle came all the way very close to 1-to-1. I was just waiting for it to get to 1-to-1 so I can pull my stop loss to break even. It didn't get to 1-to-1. So my stop loss was still down here. I'd already agreed with myself that if this comes back down, fine. I'm going to take a loss on this. It's okay, right? Because I was overall aiming for this high. I told you guys when I did the last weekly outlook. But maybe the institutions are going to take out this liquidity first, and then maybe they're not going to get to 19K. Who knows? And maybe they're going to come for the low, right? So we're just looking at this two liquidity. And then as you can see, up and up. And this is NASDAQ. I know that NASDAQ moves a lot during, New York, the stock market open. That's 15:30. That's when the stock market open. NASDAQ usually moves a lot. That is NASDAQ time to move, right? But then it moves during London, moves during New York at times. But then really you want to see NASDAQ move, during the NASDAQ trading period time. That's 15:30 stock market open, right? So I go activated, didn't get to 1-to-1, so I couldn't put my stop loss to break even. And then price came back down here, I was in loss again, up, down. To be honest, I was monitoring the trade until New York opened, came down, went up again, and then came down here, 15, that is 3 p.m. And then we had 15, and then 15:30, stock market open. And it opened and just fired up. And immediately passed 1-to-1, stop loss to break even immediately, right? Then I was just started going up, and then got to 1-to-3, took me out. And then started to drop really hard, like really hard to the downside, below 1-to-1, and then went back all the way to the upside again. So this was the trade. It did not hit stop loss at last. And the price came into the imbalance, and then trade already completed for me. I wasn't interested in anything again, right? And then I waited till like Thursday. Oh, and then on Thursday we had this, right? Price took out this liquidity, didn't come to 19K like we anticipated. Instead, dropped all the way to the downside. And then structure was bearish, lower low, lower high, and then we had this lower low. In this area where price rejected, we had what? Okay, no, price already took out the liquidity. Now, price already took out this liquidity. Price took out this liquidity, and then this liquidity here just by little, and then price started to go up. Then I was like, okay, maybe, we have a sell. Maybe I can have a sell to the downside and aim for the liquidity to the downside. But aim for the liquidity to the downside. That was where I had my second trade for NASDAQ. This is it here. NASDAQ, boom. This was my second trade, right? I was aiming for the imbalance. My stop loss was at 18,700, right? 00 level. This was this was 100 peep. Was it 100 peep? Yes, this was 100 peep stop loss. Now you see the difference between having a 13 peep stop loss that made the lot size really big and having a 100 peep stop loss. This is going to reduce the lot size drastically. You will see it. So I had this was the sell limit, stop above the high. I was aiming for this low, right? And then price played out well. I go activated. As you can see, this was the entry. You can see I was selling with 8.0. First one was 60. That was because the stop loss was very small. Now this is 8. I go activated. As you can see, we came to 1-to-1, stop loss at break even immediately. Not really break even, just a little bit, so I can take something out of the market, no matter how small it is, right? And then I had my stop loss here, and then price activated, like was in profit, came to 1-to-1, stop loss at break even. Now this move up you see here was CAD CPI. CAD CPI was it? No. This one was CAD CPI. This was CAD CPI. Oops. Yeah, this one here. So I got activated. Price came to 1-to-1, put my stop loss to break even, and then I was in, and I got activated when this was 14, beginning of New York session. New York session opened, I just had the confidence to put the trade there, and it was at the demand supply area. Immediately, price took out this liquidity. I was of the opinion. I was thinking that now that they've taken out this liquidity, NASDAQ might just reject and start going up. Okay, but I'm not going to reject. I'm not going to get scared and just close the trade prematurely. I already have my stop loss at break even. Worst come to worst, they will take me out at break even. Okay. And then I went to the daily time frame and I saw something really amazing. Right. On the daily time frame, I saw that we had an imbalance here. And that imbalance happens to be at an area of demand and supply. I'm like, okay, that means I can wait. NASDAQ will want to come to the imbalance, right? NASDAQ will want to come to the imbalance, definitely. So I'm like, okay, let me just decide. I had no choice though, because I have to get 1 to 3. That's it. That's the rule. So seeing the imbalance and the structure area gave me more confidence to hold this trade. And then I held the trade and then came down further, came really close, right? And then started to consolidate. And then came down again, went all the way to the upside, came all the way to the upside. This move up was CAD. This was CAD CP high happening to NASDAQ. And then, price came down and then we had what 1530 stock market opened and then NASDAQ just gave me full 1 to 3 on this trade. Further dropped, but it took me out at 1 to 3. This really gave like a 1 to, it came as far as 1 to 5, but I didn't know it was going to come that far. I was just hoping, give me 1 to 3, feel the imbalance, and then go up from there. So NASDAQ really this week was really, really cool for me. But the buy to the upside, the sell to the downside, I was able to catch all of that. And I'm really, really excited. Now, what am I projecting for NASDAQ for the week? Now that we have actually, taken out the liquidity, feel the imbalance, feel this one, the only imbalance I can see now is this one down here, right? This imbalance way down here. This one here, right? But then, do you think NASDAQ is going to come way down here? I don't know. It might, but I'm going to be looking for higher prices instead of this coming down. Okay, although this is going to be an area of interest, but seeing how we feel the imbalance here, we feel this bigger one, going to the 4-hour time frame, you can see price just closed up and then scaled down to the 2 hours. We kind of have a break of structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price broke the structure to the upside here. So for NASDAQ, it's looking bullish, but I'm going to be really patient before I'm going to take any trade on this again, right? So let me just remove all of this now. Okay, so let's be really patient with this, guys. Okay, 19K is the target, overall target. Okay, but let's be patient. Okay, it might come down and it might not. Okay, so let's just be really careful with NASDAQ. I'm not going to say it's going to go up or down. I'm just going to be saying, just have it on your radar and monitor it. Okay, yeah. So that is it for the major assets. And then on the red lists, I'm just going to be fast with this once because the majority of my trades were on the major assets. USD-CAD, I didn't take any trade in USD-CAD this week. All right, so USD-CAD is still, we're looking at this liquidity, all of this, but then it's still in between. Okay, so I'm going to still have it on the radar, just, seeing what's going to happen. Okay, that's for USD-CAD. And then USD-CHF, I told you guys lower pricing for USD-CHF right last week, and that was definitely what happened. USD-CHF sold down really, really hard. As you can see, sold down. Now that we are so close to this daily liquidity, I'm going to be calling for more lower pricing on USD-CHF. Right, we're so close to the liquidity now. Let's go, right? Lower pricing on USD-CHF. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we do have like liquidity to the upside. This one, and this one. Okay, so yep. So just let me stick to the daily time frame, right? We took out this liquidity here, right? We took out this liquidity here, and price really dumped. So for USD-CHF, seeing this daily liquidity, seeing this imbalance here, I think we might, see USD-CHF come down. Okay, so keep an eye on USD-CHF for lower pricing, and then Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin. I mean, it's been long as I checked Bitcoin, but if you actually kept an eye on Bitcoin, there is no way you would have missed this entry here. This was a very amazing entry. Once again, just like what Philip will say, accumulation below major lows, right? Bitcoin took out this low, we had accumulation, came into the imbalance, higher pricing from there. Now, Bitcoin looks like it's going to go up, but then we have this liquidity here. We have all of this liquidity in this area. So we have daily lows. This one has been played. So I would say, let's see what's going to happen inside this imbalance for Bitcoin, okay? Yeah, let's see what's going to happen inside this imbalance for Bitcoin. Yeah, so for Bitcoin, this imbalance, and we have all of this liquidity here. So this is what John will call low resistant highs. Okay, more like a dynamic liquidity that is not static, it's just coming all the way to the downside. So this is liquidity here. And I think this was 73,000. That's the highest Bitcoin has gotten to so far. So maybe can it get to 75? Can Bitcoin get to 75? Now let's use horizontal ray. Yeah. So can Bitcoin get to 75K? Is it possible? Yeah, can Bitcoin get to 75? All right, so just wait to see if that's going to be possible. All right, so keep an eye on this area. I think Bitcoin is going to sell first before you even think of coming back up. So yeah, we're going to see Bitcoin below 66K. Yeah, I think over time, Bitcoin is going to fall below 66K into this imbalance. Okay, yeah, so keep an eye on that. And then Ethereum, I don't know. I saw a lot of positive news on Ethereum. That was like, maybe I'm going to add it to the radar. Okay, Ethereum also is going up. Ethereum is above 4K. I mean, it came as high as 4,093, right? So that it hasn't even gotten to 41,000 yet. So, no, 4,100 rather. Okay, yeah, it hasn't gotten to 4,100. So for Ethereum, I think if Bitcoin is going to sell down, we're going to have Ethereum come down also. And Ethereum is looking good because of this imbalance here. It's very big. Oh yeah, this area. So Ethereum, Bitcoin is going to sell down. We might have Ethereum come down below 3,005 and then into the imbalance, and then we can see higher pricing from there. If we are going to have demand supply, then we can, the best place to put it will be, yeah, somewhere, yeah. We have a demand, demand, supply. So somewhere in this area, somewhere around, below 3,200 kind of area. So this is what I'm looking for Ethereum. For Bitcoin, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. Bitcoin also, you can also see we had some demand supply in this area, definitely. And then lastly, Tesla. Oh, we've been holding Tesla for a while. I don't know. Tesla doesn't want to go up. It's just playing back and forth, back and forth. Right. So I mean, it's been 3 straight weeks of bullishness. I hope it's gonna come up. I just hope it's gonna come up. Okay, we got in here April 22. I've been holding this trade for more than a month. Oh my God. I just hope it's going to be positive at the end. Okay. Yeah, that's it for Tesla. We have highs here, highs here. So guys, this is all I'm looking at for this coming week. Please do not overtrade. And I wish you the very best in this month of April. Lots of birthdays to celebrate. Lots, just one very special birthday to celebrate this month. Right. So yeah, that's gonna be all for me, guys. This session was really long, so I'm gonna make sure I split them into each of the, there's gonna be timeline, so you can just pick and watch the one you want. All right, so that's gonna be all from me. I wish you an amazing week and month ahead. Bye-bye.